Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on August the 6th, 2021. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here in terms of the news that is coming up on Friday. We have, a few important data points, and they all seem to be coming at the same time. So actually, first we have MPC member, one of the MPC members speaking. So watch out for that. Bank of England didn't change anything. They just kept things the same. And that's why we just saw the fluctuation in the pound, but nothing major happened in that regard. We have non-farm payroll. Usually this is a market moving event. So we'll take a look at this. ADP payroll numbers came in way below expectations. So excuse me, if the numbers are not where the expectations are right now, we're looking for positive numbers. If that's not the case, we could see a negative impact on the US dollar. So we'll keep an eye on that. We have Canadian employment numbers coming out at the same time. So dollar CAD would be exceptionally volatile because not only is it being impacted by the Canadian dollar data, but it will also be impacted by our US dollar or US data as well. And then we have the IBPMI numbers. So basically just in the New York session, in the beginning of the session, we are going to see volatility, and then things should settle down. All right, let's go to our chart here. We'll start off with euro dollar. So today was a bit of a back and forth type of day. We saw we saw moves, one because of Bank of England announcement, and then there was also the Fed member speaking, and because of his speech, we saw US dollar basically dropping as a result of that, but then things kind of flowed back. So right now in the summer, there's low volume, low liquidity. So as a result of that, prices can move around a fair bit. So that's what we have. Looking at euro dollar here, we can see prices into support here. Prices into support, it hasn't been able to break the support yet. So this is what we have to be careful about. So yesterday we had a nice big bearish pin bar here. Again, we have a bearish pin bar, but price is right into the support. And because it hasn't really broken the support yet, we have to be careful. But based on the technicals here, bias is bearish. Price has overall been trading in this big sideways range here. So now we got out of the immediate range that it was stuck in for the week. And I'm looking for price to drop further here back towards the lower numbers. Again, keep in mind, non-farm payroll numbers will make a difference. And that could change things completely. But just based on the technicals alone here, bias is bearish here. Next target is 1.1800 or 1.1790, and then 1.1750. So basically looking for price to come towards the bottom of this range. So bearish bias for euro dollar. Pound dollar here, this one turned around and went back into the range. Price couldn't break out of that range, so we're looking for price to go back higher now, go back up here, sorry, excuse me, towards 1.3960 and then 1.3985. So bias here is neutral to bullish here, and basically looking for a range bound move here, but within the bullish move, but within this range. So that's what I'm looking at here. So neutral to bullish bias here for pound dollar. Aussie dollar here, this one's still sideways here. Price did turn around. The US dollar strength did not continue. In this case, we have a bullish candle close. So looking for a retest of the high. And if it doesn't go through, we're looking for a move back into the range again. So essentially, this one has also been trading in a range. First target is 0.7425, and then we could see a turnaround. So we'll keep an eye on that. New Zealand dollar here, this one has moved up. However, like we discussed yesterday, price wasn't able to break the high here, and today's candle didn't even make it to that level, which means the bullish momentum is fading here. So right now, bias here is neutral, and we may get a retest of the high at 0.7085 level, but then it may drop back down. So in this case, neutral bias here, looking for a move back towards 0.700 level. So neutral bias for New Zealand dollar. Dollar CAD here, this one was neutral yesterday, and we have seen this drop. So looking for a continuation lower here towards 1.2425 level. Now with this one here, bias is bearish, but keep in mind we have data coming at the same time for both US dollar and Canadian dollar, so expect volatility in dollar CAD tomorrow. Silver here, silver following through the on the pin bar here, bearish bias, looking for price to continue further. 25 is the first target here. After that, we are looking at 24.75. So bearish bias for silver. Gold as well, following through on that bearishness there. Next target is 1792. So bearish bias here for gold as well, looking for a move towards the bottom of the range here. It's been trading in a range for a while, so looking for it to retest the bottom at 1792. Oil is bouncing off of the support, and this is where we are seeing that strength in the Canadian dollar. We had talked about the support resistance level yesterday, so it couldn't go through. Now it looks like it wants to bounce higher now. So in this case, bias is bullish. Next target is 69.75, and then above that we are looking at 71. So bullish bias for oil. Copper as well, rejecting the support here. This one could move higher towards 4.36. So neutral to slightly bullish bias here for copper. Bitcoin back into the resistance here again. So there were comments from one of the Fed officials in regards to whether Fed should consider digital currency, and this is what this is where we have seen the positive impact there. So at this point, our Bitcoin here is moving sideways. As we can see, prices into resistance. It struggled here. It's been stuck in a bit of a range. So bullish candle close, again, big solid resistance that it has to fight with. If it doesn't go through this 41,730 level, we are back into the middle and potentially bottom of the range. And this could continue sideways here. Right now, neutral bias, even though candle is solid. Once it breaks through though, then we will look for higher levels. But until then, this is still range bound, so neutral bias for Bitcoin. S&P 500 closed right into the resistance here. Now, again, it hasn't broken through the resistance. So the comments that came out today were positive for the market. So looks like they are not, one of the comments was that inflation is not a concern right now. They're not seeing the type of inflation that would push them to tighten the monetary policy at this point. So that is bullish for the stock market and bearish for the US dollar. That's why we saw things turn around. So in this case, bias is bullish. 44.50 is the next target. It's holding the support, which means it could continue higher now, make that next leg higher. So we had a bullish move and we have a sideways move here. This could continue higher. So this is our continuation pattern. So watch out for that. Non-farm payrolls will make a difference here. Something to keep in mind there. But for now, bias is bullish with a bit of a caution because it's right into resistance, right into the highs. So bullish bias, 44.50 is the target. NASDAQ here, NASDAQ both broke through the high. This is also looking bullish. So we have a similar pattern here as well. Price went up, went sideways, and it held the support, which makes it bullish here. And we could see a bullish continuation. So bias is bullish here. Again, watch out for non-farm payroll numbers. But next target here is 15,300. So bullish bias for NASDAQ. Dow Jones, this one also bounced off of the support level. And now we have a bullish candle close. This one is still in the range here. So next target is 35,180. And this is where the decision will be made whether it will continue or not. But same pattern here. If the others break out, this is likely to do the same. So Dow Jones also looking bullish. 35,180 is the first target. And then we are looking at 35,350 as the next target. So bullish bias for Dow Jones as well. DAX here also looking bullish. We have similar setups in pretty much all of these ones right now. Sideways, now it's trying to break through. Target here is 15,800. So bullish bias for DAX as well. FTSE here, FTSE did turn around. Prices into resistance though, so we have to watch out. 7150 is the target, and this is where things could turn around. So keep that in mind. Now we are going into Friday as well. Fridays can be turnaround days, but then non-farm payrolls is likely to change things. So we'll keep that in mind. But right now, bullish bias 7150 is the target. And then Nikkei here, Nikkei, big solid candle close here, looking for it to move higher towards 27,930 and potentially into 28,000. So bullish bias for Nikkei here as well. All right, so that's it for today. You guys have a wonderful trading day, and I'll be back again on Sunday with the weekly analysis. Bye for now.